Hello and welcome to Medical Imaging Capstone RAD 480. Congratulations, you have completed the program, or in a few weeks you will be completing the program. If you think about it, this is quite an accomplishment, so please do give yourself a pat on the back. If you think about everything that you've gone through, all the coursework that you've done, but I think what really impresses me is not only the coursework that you've done over the past 2 years, 3 years. It's when you look at the whole thing together, none of it's done in isolation. You had, of course, your academic coursework. You've had your professional work, your job that you had to do. I know many of you have some very demanding family obligations and personal obligations, and trying to have a personal life on top of that as well, trying to balance all these things to be a kind of a balanced life. And doing this, it's very, very difficult. So do give yourself a big congratulations for what you've accomplished. I know it's very difficult meeting those deadlines, those Sunday deadlines, often working alone on your laptop. Again, very, very demanding and challenging, and you've done it. So again, congratulations. Well, my name is Chris Gibbons. I'm going to be your instructor, and I'm honored to be your instructor for your final class here at Medical Imaging Capstone. Of course, many of you know me as the chair of the Bachelor of Science in Medical Imaging program. And again, I'm so pleased and honored to be your instructor for this final course. What I would like to do today in this video is really look at the major assignments and the flow of this course. Now, there's one major thing to be aware of. We're pretty much going to lose a week in this course. Why? Well, all of you are graduating, or most of you are graduating seniors. As a graduating senior, we are required to have your grades in on Wednesday of week 8 for commencement reasons, because commencement's on Friday. So everything has to be done and buttoned up by no later than really Tuesday at midnight, because Wednesday at noon grades are due in Module 8. So we basically have lost a module. So things are going to go very, very fast. You already know things go very fast anyway in an 8-week course. We basically have 7. We will be doing a couple of minor activities in that final week 8, but again, stuff that you could probably do within an hour or 2 of time. So it's not that bad. But remember that the items due in week 8 are due Tuesday at midnight. It's all in the syllabus. You'll see it. All right, so speaking of the syllabus, what I'd like you to do, if you haven't done so already, is go to the course and print out the syllabus. Pause the video, print that out, and come back, because we're going to walk through some major items on that syllabus. Well, great. Hopefully you've come back. You're going to watch the rest of this or already have the syllabus in hand. So let's get to the syllabus and talk about some of the items here. Okay, now today's review, keep in mind, here's my little disclosure. This is not meant to be an entire review of the syllabus. So please take some time to look at that, and always know too that things can change. But of course, I'll let you know for changing things. It'll be very clear and posted in numerous areas. Okay. All right, well, the first thing I want to do is go over the major assignments for the course. So let's take a look at that. And I'm going to zoom in on this so we can see it a little bit better. Okay. These are not necessarily in order that they're due, but I'll give a brief description on each one of these assignments. First one that you see here is a LinkedIn and alumni profile. Okay, so what is that? Well, what we're going to have you do is LinkedIn is a very valuable professional networking website. So we're going to have you go to LinkedIn and make a profile. It's really easy. And you're going to then be required to link into a group so I know that you've actually done the assignment. Now, if you have some privacy concerns or some other reasons you don't want to be on a social, this is a social networking site, though it's strictly professionally oriented, let me know and we'll look at an alternate assignment. In addition, you're going to be doing an alumni profile. This will be a one-page sheet that you'll fill out, kind of like almost like a mini resume. And you're going to actually cut and paste your own picture in there as well. This is a great mechanism for us to collect some information on you before you leave if we should need to get in touch with you or share important information about the program or job opportunities, etc. So please fill out that alumni profile. So that'll be an assignment due. And I believe that is in Module 2. One-on-one conferences. As you probably have encountered these before, these one-on-one conferences, something that we started about 1.5 years ago in the medical imaging courses, kind of a requirement that we have within our professional core courses, is that instructors have a one-on-one conference with you. Nice ways for us to touch base. We're going to be doing that in Module 3 and primarily talking about the big assignments, how you're doing on the major assignments there, and of course any other topics you like to talk about. But we're going to do a brief telephone call for our one-on-one conferences. Topic paper. Topic paper is due this week. The topic paper is your traditional APA format. So follow all the old APA stuff that you've learned all the way through with level heads and the margins, the 12-point font, all of that. Make sure you follow all the traditional APA that you've learned. The modifications that I'll make to that assignment are listed in the syllabus in detail, but the modifications are kind of the standard. You only need a cover page, or a title page, I should say, and a reference page. And then, of course, you got to have the body of the document as well. So, topic paper due this week, and the topic is assigned to you, and it's trends within medical imaging. Okay. Discussions, those will be our standard fare, various discussions throughout about 6 different modules throughout the course. Do be aware of word count and when the posts are due. It's all, again, in the syllabus, but you'll be looking at your main post is due by Thursday, and your follow-up post, I believe, is due Saturday. Again, it will be in the syllabus and also restated in every one of those discussion links. Workbook activities. This is kind of unique. You're going to be doing some various workbook activities and then writing a summary, kind of a learning summary. What did I learn out of this particular activity? Reviewing the activity. What are the kind of the takeaways? For each one of you, be a little bit different on what you valued out of that particular assignment for that workbook activity. And the workbook that we'll be looking at is called Future Proofing Your Career, which I think is so important. We all know people, and we have been maybe guilty of this ourselves, is that we get so wrapped up in the day-to-day of our jobs that we forget to kind of look at the future. Where is my career going? Where do I want to be? What are the forces that are going to act upon me? And how can I adapt a plan to those forces? And that's kind of what all of this has been about. The whole bachelor's program is adapting to change, having that intellectual toolkit. And that's what a bachelor's degree is. It's really an intellectual toolkit that you can apply to really adapt to changes within your environment. So, and that's all about, succeeding in whatever you define success as. It may be money, it may be job satisfaction, maybe a mix of each. But this workbook activity, I think, is going to add a lot of value to that and hopefully get you to think about making some sort of plan. Of course, plans always change, and that's part of future-proofing your career. All right, going on to our next assignment. MoveNote peer evaluations. Okay, what is MoveNote? MoveNote is basically a webcast or webinar. It's a media capture web-based program that you're going to be using to make a major presentation. Well, in the peer evaluations, you're going to be watching your fellow classmates' MoveNote presentations, kind of like VoiceThread if you've done that. You're going to be watching those, and you're going to be filling out an evaluation sheet on your peers, and that will later at the end of the course be shared with those with your peers. So you'll be doing that, and I'll provide a template for the evaluations. Case study report. Now this will be one of your larger assignments due. I would say it is one of the biggest assignments. If you look at the point value, you really have 2 big ones: the case study report and the MoveNote board presentation. The case study report is going to be, you're going to be faced with a kind of a detailed case in medical imaging. And it's going to kind of bring a lot of threads together of things that you've studied throughout the program. It's not just all business. You may read it initially and think this is all business, but what it does is it does tie in your understanding of modalities, your understanding of trends, your understanding of design, even like PACS design, and how do I design a room, and should I redesign a reading room, and etc. A lot of things are going to come into this case study, and you're going to be preparing a report for your boss in this case. Now, of course, it's all made up, but you're going to be preparing a report for your boss. Good news is here, guys, no APA required, because guess what? In real life, APA isn't done. APA is strictly an academic convention used for academic work. If your boss asks you to write a paper, to prepare a study, typically it's not going to be an APA. So we're going to stray away from APA. There are some requirements on citing your references. You must have good solid information on there, but this will be all in that assignment links. You're going to see all that information that's required, but you'll be able to get away from APA on this last one. So you're going to write that report, detailed report on this case study. Then let me just kind of skip down to how these two things work together, and then we'll talk about these challenge questions here, and then we'll talk about these defendant support. So after you've prepared this case study for your boss, and your boss is going to say to you, hey, this is great. I love your ideas. I want you to present this to the board. So that is where your move note presentation comes in. It is a scenario in which you're making a presentation to the board of a hospital about something that you want to do. And that's where you're going to do this move note, which will be you talking on camera, and as if you would talk to, doing a high valued presentation to individuals. So you're going to be doing that through move note. The camera is going to be on you. You're going to be doing this within your own home. You don't need to, of course, come to Mercy College to do this. And you'll be making a presentation based on what you put together in that case study report. So the two definitely go hand in hand. So they kind of get two for the price of one, because you're going to be presenting that information that was in that case study report. Now, you're not going to read the case study report. No one wants to reread to in a boring fashion. You're going to be doing it just as you would expect a good board presentation would look like. I'll give you some guidance and help on that, because we really want these presentations to look fantastic. So, all right, so you got these two the case study report and the board presentation, which is part of the case study. It's kind of like the culminating presentation of the program. After you've presented that, your fellow students, well, not only they're going to be giving you peer evaluations based on more technical aspects of your presentation style, but they're also going to issue you challenge questions like, well, why did you do this? Why did you pick this strategy? Or why did you, choose this dollar amount? Or did you ever consider XYZ? They're going to challenge you. They're going to post a couple challenge questions. You are then going to be required to defend and support your position. So think of it this way. Your fellow students are going to be the board. And just as if you're making a board presentation, the board is going to challenge you on what you're doing. They're going to do their due diligence before they spend millions and millions of dollars on whatever else that you're presenting. They want to make sure this is a wise move for the hospital. So you are going to be issued challenge questions from your fellow students, which are a substitute for the board, and you're going to defend and support those. So that's how all of those those 3 or 4 assignments work together. And then lastly, you'll be doing a final reflection piece at the very end. That's, again, that Module 8, which we only have a couple days in. You'll be doing a final reflection, kind of summary and feelings about the program and everything that you've gone through. Okay. Now, before we move on to a quick flow of how the program is going to work, let me just talk more about this move note. Some things that you want to get ready kind of right away. One, well, of course, you're going to need a laptop, which of course you all have, but make sure that you have got a web camera. and I'll give you some guidance on this, but as you're watching this video, I want you to think about this. You're going to need a webcam, and you're going to need a microphone. So your laptop may have a microphone built into it. 90% of the time, the microphones built into laptops are horrible. So think about, and again, I'll give you some technical guidance on this, about maybe purchasing a small microphone, maybe a what they call these little stick mics. They run like $10, $15 at Walmart. Or even a headset mic, which, again, usually provides good sound and, again, makes your presentation a lot easier to watch. Now, I'm going to give you tutorials. Please watch the tutorials on MoveNote. I'm going to give you kind of hand-holding advice through the whole thing. And I've run about nearly 100 MoveNotes now, 100 MoveNote students through MoveNote. And those that watch through tutorials, it's very obvious because they did everything right. Their videos look like almost near professional quality. Those that blew off my tutorials, it showed. So please spend some time to watch those tutorials. The other thing I would like you to do is go to movenote.com and look at the website and do a quick MoveNote. Maybe this week. No one knows. No one has to know. Make a little PowerPoint, like anything. Just make a PowerPoint slide, make 2 of them of whatever, and try the upload. Try running through a presentation. See how it works this week, so you can go, yeah, I'm good. My sound is good. Everything looks good on my laptop. I don't need to worry about anything. Or if you do see something like, oh my God, my sound is horrible, my camera's not working, then we've got plenty of time to fix it. So we're not struggling during that week with folks that are having technical issues getting their MoveNote presentations to run. Typically in a class of about 25 students, I'll have maybe 2 who have some sort of major technical problem. And those are usually in courses, 200 level courses, where they're very new to the program and they may not be that tech savvy. I expect all of you, you've been working with your laptops for at least a minimum of 5 semesters in this program, if not more. You've been doing media, you've been doing PowerPoints, you've been doing VoiceThread. You probably are a little ahead of the curve of the typical individual. So I really don't anticipate very many problems, but let's make sure and get that out of the way as soon as possible. So do try a sample MoveNote this week and get some familiarity with the website. But I will provide you numerous tutorials as well to help you with that process. Okay. Now let's go back to a quick flow of the course, and we'll be all done with our review. Of course, we got all the assignments in much more detail. Please read those in detail. Okay, kind of a course outline. Week 1, Module 1, topic paper. Get that. That's your big assignment this week, so we're kind of light on anything else. So pour yourself into that topic paper, get that going. And then we'll have a discussion this week. Remember that your original posts are due on Thursday and responses on Saturday. Week 2, we're going to start our workbook activities. That's that future-proofing your career. You're going to do your LinkedIn and alumni profiles. Again, very light assignment, and you'll be doing a discussion. So notice that right there. Weeks 1 and 2, pretty light, because I really hope, and I'm going to give you some links to start working on your case study early. Please start working on that early. So I'll provide you all the links this week so you can start working on your case study and even your MoveNote presentation. So take advantage of these light weeks. Week 3, we're going to have our one-on-one conferences, and I'm going to be talking about the case study, and I want to be talking about your MoveNote presentations. So hopefully by week 3, when we have our one-on-one conferences, you may be given that MoveNote. Just try it. Unless you share the link, it doesn't become public. So just try doing one for fun and see how it works. And that way we can talk about it in week 3, and if it didn't work. I didn't want to make that trial an assignment, that trial MoveNote. I just expect that you give it a try on your own before it hits you later on. Okay, so week 3, we're going to do our conferences, more workbook activity, and your discussions. Week 4, light week, because you're getting hit real big in week 5. Week 5, your more workbook. Again, that's relatively light. Your case study report is due. That's a big one. Now that case study, again, it's going to be breaking down that case, what you're going to do with that case, that thing that report that your boss has asked for. That is going to be critical because it's going to help you with the move note presentation. It's going to give you a narrative, a script, if you will, that will help you with that presentation. Okay, so that'll be due. You will have your original posts or your discussion in week 5 as well. Okay, week 6, workbook activity, and then the Move Note board presentation is due. So again, week 5, week 6, 400 points are due in those weeks. After week 6, it's pretty much smooth sailing at that point, where almost majority of your points are already banked by that point. So please take advantage of weeks 4, 3, 2, 1 to work on that stuff so you're not stressed. I've designed the course so that if you work on this course maybe about 5 hours a week, you should have no problem. So just please, spend that time so you're not stressed coming to weeks 5 and 6. Again, week 6, you got that. In week 6, you're going to have that board presentation, that move note will be due. In week 7, we're just going to be watching the move notes. You're going to get your challenge questions, your peer evaluations done, and you're going to support and defend your move note presentations. There are about 5 or 6 of you in the class, so it's such a small size that all of you are going to be able to view all of your other presentations. So we're going to see everybody's presentations in this. It works out pretty good because usually in bigger class sizes, I'll break them out into groups of 5 or 6 anyway, so they don't have to watch like 20 move note presentations. So this works good. We're just going to have all of us, we're all going to view those presentations. Know that those presentations, most likely, we always invite the dean, the vice president of the college, even the president. Anyone can pop in. We encourage them to pop in and view those questions. So you may get some challenge questions from the associate dean, or the vice president of the college. Know that may pop in there with your challenge questions. And then week 8, as I said, week 8, again, I got it in bold. We've got to have everything buttoned up by Tuesday at midnight. Final reflection paper. That's pretty easy. No word count. Though historically we've gotten some really, really great final reflection papers. But I anticipate maybe about a page or 2. And then your final discussion, which again, it won't be too bad. Really, these are 2 assignments you'll take in a direction that you want to take. I've had some 4-page final reflection papers, which have been very, very, very touching. So again, you can kind of take this in the direction that you want. But here's the key point. Get it in by Tuesday at midnight so I don't have to hunt you down and we don't have any problems with commencement and graduation. So, and then lastly, let me just speak to that commencement and graduation. I hope all of you that are able to come to Toledo and participate in our graduation, our commencement, which is the celebration of graduation. I hope that you are able to do that and share that with the support system that helped get you here, because I know many of you had husbands, wives, even parents, other people that have helped you along the way in getting this done. And this is a kind of really a joint celebration with the college community and those close family and friends that helped you with that. So I really hope that you can be here for commencement. Now, with that being said, if you have not contacted student records about attending commencement, contact student records immediately. Those that should have been done, quite a few weeks ago when you submitted your graduation application. So please make sure that if you are attending, they know, and that you can have all of that squared away. Okay, excellent. All right. Well, hopefully this answers a lot of questions about the flow of the course. You kind of know what's going to happen and kind of the time constraints that we have. And I think it's going to be a fun course. It's not meant to be too demanding. Again, as long as you take advantage of those early modules and working every week a little bit on those major projects, you should have no problem at all. If you ever have any questions with anything in this course or the program, you know how to get in contact with me. You can use email, of course, virtual office. You've got my office phone number. And one of the things that I've been doing now for about the past 3 semesters is text messaging. I really am striving and pride myself now on measuring my student response time in minutes rather than days or hours. And the text messaging has really helped. So don't be bashful. Text me if you got a question. All I ask is that you make sure you've checked the virtual office if that question's already been asked, and you've checked the syllabus. And if that's been done and you got any questions, just you got to know, totally use the text messaging. You'll see some information on the course news that'll be showing up later this week. It's also my cell phone number is listed in the very front of the syllabus. So, you can get a hold of me very, very quickly and usually get a response back within 15 to 30 minutes. So, excellent. All right. Well, thank you for watching the course welcome and walkthrough. And again, any questions, please contact me. And as always, thank you for watching.